Dawnbreaker is like one of the hardest counters to Enigma in the game. Like, if not, other than Silencer, it's like the one really I know Enigma players don't like playing against, because you just press ult whenever Enigma ults, no matter where you are, and you heal everybody in the black hole, and then you also interrupt the black hole. So it completely hard counters it. So I think it's partly a block pick in that sense. I think the Mars actually makes a lot of sense as a carry when you have Enigma on your team, because your carry is never going to be the real carry when you have an Enigma. Enigma's the carry, right? You want to get the refresher. You want to get your... She's going for Soul Ring Tranquil Boots, which is a very interesting build that I've not seen on Enigma. However, all of this looks good, but you're playing against a Medusa carry. This is a difficult hero to black hole. Like, you have to catch her before she presses Stone Gaze, or angle it in some like crazy way where she's, you know, behind you getting black holed. Like, it's hard to play. It is one of the better interrupts, and that's exactly why they banned Silencer, by the way, is because the way that I think you counter Enigma, if you're playing around the black hole, is not just BKB piercing disables like Bane, like Vengeful Spirit. I think these are actually kind of, like, most Enigma players will say these are bad because you just get a Lincoln Sphere and then they're countered, right? You get a Lincoln Sphere and a BKB and all of a sudden you win the late game anyway, right? But against Stone Gaze, there's no counter to that. Against Axe Call, which is BKB piercing, there's no counter to that. There's nothing you can do to stop that from interrupting your black hole other than getting Axe in the black hole, or getting lucky where he doesn't get pulled in by the Aghanim Shard, and he, you know, or sorry, he gets pulled in by the Aghanim Shard. So I actually understand the Axe pick as well. It's a BKB piercing AoE disable for the black hole, because just BKB piercing isn't enough against these good Enigmas, because their plan is to get items and beat you in the late game anyway. So Lincoln Sphere, what's that on top of a pile of other items? You know, Enigma will get items.
So I'll have to see how well Nas can do in terms of farming and how much priority he's going to get. Like you said, Soul Ring Tranquil is not something you've seen too much before with the Enigma getting picked up, but he is a Grandmaster. We'll see what is on his mind, pick his brain as he continues to play this game once we do get unpaused. I know people are having a little bit of ping issue, but you see a lot of reconnects, disconnects. Is it still true that, like, when you reconnect into a game, everybody else's ping kind of suffers a little bit and they have to reconnect as well?
I didn't know that
thing for a while.
I didn't know that. That doesn't surprise me though, if I'm being honest. There's still the bug where, like, when you reconnect and it says that you've reconnected before you've loaded. Like, as soon as you hit the button, it says that you've reconnected at the top. So people, like, unpause games before somebody is actually reconnected, which is a bit annoying. I didn't know about that ping thing.
That's I swear I've heard that. I heard that a while ago. So that may not still be the case, but I remember it being like, because they have to load everything back in when they reconnect.
I see.
It causes lag for everybody else. Not always, though.
That could maybe be abusable.
It's just
there's some way out there, like a reconnect and disconnect using console to, like, just lag out a game.
Yeah. Don't do that, guys. Don't. I don't know why that was the first thought you thought, Jenkins.
Yeah, unless you're losing. Unless you're
abusable.
losing, then don't use it unless you're losing. Yeah, of course.
30 seconds to battle.
If you were awake, you would have played that Underlord game, abusing that bug.
Oh yeah. Oh, you bet your ass I would. That plus 30. I mean, everybody else was getting it.
Why can't I?
Yeah.
Again, not seeing the total aggression just yet. Funnick on this axe this time. We'll see if he dies. Didn't die last game. I guess the question is he going to die this game on the axe, as gaining popularity ever since Slax's video.
Yeah, he's not looking like Diaper Man, though. As we are watching a fight on the mid lane that's very uninteresting. I would prefer to go to Diaper Man and just see what he's doing up there on the top lane. He looks more like, you know, those tribes that have, like, not been contacted yet? There's, like, one in, like, Australia, you know, a couple in Papua New Guinea, you know. He's, like, from one of those.
You been watching a lot of National Geographic?
Hell yeah, dude. That's my recommended all day.
I wish I had that hair and that beard.
Yeah?
I can't grow facial hair.
Sorry about that.
Just so we'll take a quick glance here over bottom, and I'm interested to see how Nas does. Like, if this is the hero, this is your hero, I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Finally doesn't get banned. You get this opportunity to use this Enigma. This has got to be the best performance of his life right now on the biggest stage.
Yeah. Tough lane for him, too. Medusa, Abaddon, like two heroes that are pretty good at running at the little Eidolons, as I get my English pronunciation horribly wrong. I assume that's probably why he goes for the Tranquil Boots Soul Ring build, is that this is something like he knows he's going to be taking a lot of harass and just spamming the Eidolons to pull the lane back. I'm interested to see how this Axe lane goes, too, just because this is also not a hero you see picked up too frequently, so... You know, presumably there's like something that Funnick is doing that he thinks is like inherently strong in this patch, even with the nerfs.
Funnick really enjoying putting his Zincute spray down right every time he gets closer and closer to the tower.
It looks absolutely horrific with the little like elements on the ground in the game, you know, like branches,
grass, and everything. Yeah,
it looks horrible. I'm sorry, nothing against Zincute. He's a very, very cute, you know, looking guy. He's got that going for him, but with the branches and stuff, it's looking grotesque.
You remember the days of double stout axe?
Oh yeah,
Bring that back.
Those were the days.
What was the other one?
He had like
Tarrasque.
Four-man shield.
Gosh. Four-man shield.
Oh yeah, Ring of Tarrasque. Yeah, you'd 0 items into Ring of Tarrasque. I remember that. That item got removed from the game very quickly.
I say bring it back. Why not? Well, you've already got a helm. You don't need it back.
Yeah.
The helm of
There's enough little
certainly strong.
There's enough little stat items. I'm kind of sick of these little stat items, you know? I feel like every hero is like 2 nulls, 2 bracers. That's the build.
It does make sense. 2 bracers. 2 arms, 2 bracers.
That does.
Multiple nulls just means you're getting more blinged out.
I mean, that's just excessive in my opinion, you know? You don't need 2 necklaces.
5 necklaces on. Or 6 if you're playing Storm.
Funnick is just cutting up here, which he can do. He's got double Ring of Protection. He's got the Ring of Health. He's actually going to pull to the camps and farm. Means Mad Frog can go do whatever the hell he wants, probably be stacking. How's Nos doing? He's got 11 denies. I mean, that's a lot of denies. Maybe a decent amount of those are on Eidolons, though. Because
We'll have to see.
There's a lot of harass down here for them.
Ooh, Nas getting low, but so is Pleb. Devil trying to get a kill out onto the Medusa, but not enough damage. Just short. Both teams.
Yeah, everybody's low.
Yeah, P1 kind of not dealing with a lot of health now. Do it. Pop the soul ring. I dare you, Nas. It's like, why not?
He would be 1 hit away from dying. Dude, Dawnbreaker is such a strong hero in the early levels. Like, her stats are insane, and then also she does like 300 damage between her 2 nukes at level 2. It's really wild. Like, the only hero that does higher damage than her is the other recently added hero to the game, and that's Primal Beast.
Oh, does he do as much damage anymore?
I still think he probably does too much, because he did like 300 or 400 damage at level 1. So unless they, you know, nerfed it by half, he's still doing a lot of damage with that. Dawnbreaker got nerfed a bit too, but even still, like, she does a lot of damage with her spells. As we see, Funnick is just still cutting up here, maxing out counter helix, doesn't even have a point in Berserker's Call. Just going for like the pure farming build.
I will say it gets a little bit frustrating when you've got these new heroes, they come into the game and then they get dumpstered by a patch and they don't even make it into competitive play. Like, Dawnbreaker's just kind of breaking in a little bit, right? Inkswell top, Funnick getting caught. He does have level 6, but he put that 6 into the Culling Blade. Mad Frog comes over, would love to continue to spin. Hope to get that execute, but now the Doom is used on Funnick.
He just couldn't.
And Nas dies too. Now that was with the rotation of the Pangolier though, with the Rolling Thunder. They'll also grab Mad Frog top, so Stormer getting himself 2 kills on this Doom, a hero that already accelerates his own farm with Devour and Midas.
Bro, that hurts. That was like just barely out of dunk range, and then he just barely didn't have the range. By the first range, I meant like HP range, and then he was just barely out of like the physical range to get the dunk off. Like he wants to build up those stacks. Like that's when he's just spamming it on his keyboard, and he gets doomed. It's the most buzzkill thing. Great rotation from Stormer. Double kill. I mean, that's exactly what you want on Doom 2, a hero that you're just farming anyway. Like you're not supposed to be doing these sick rotations and getting big kills. He even has the prospecting aura, so he's just going max GPM build on Doom.
Kind of ridiculous.
What's his net worth looking like? It's a lot. It's a lot.
And so, that is
Dire's middle tower is
that's a
under
lot.
attack.
You weren't lying when you said it. And he's looking to get that Midas to accelerate it even more. Evo trying to come around again. This time he's got a haste. He also has that Rolling Thunder. That was the first way they got that kill on Nas.
And he's rushing Diffusal Blade. He's actually fairly close, more than halfway there. When he gets that, I imagine we'll see a lot of activity from him. Solid Diffusal game. I mean, both cores, these strength cores, like hate playing up against Diffusal because you get one swashbuckle off on them and all of a sudden they have mana for only one spell. It's pretty devastating.
Yeah, you want to be working with certainly more than just one spell's worth of mana.
Yeah, that is ideal.
Rolling Thunder. And Stormer, he's the one getting hit. Well, not much he could do to help. They've also got Pleb coming over, so they'll kill off Stormer, soul him out with 4 heroes. Easy kill onto the Doom, even it up at 2.
And Pleb steals the kill as well. That's some extra space for him. Really good Medusa game, as we talked about. The win condition that is this Enigma, fairly hard countered by Medusa. So if he's having a really solid game, it bodes very well for them.
Giving up a stack of Eidolons there, though. The Medusa.
Yeah. Yeah, both heroes. No, but it's tough. I mean, both heroes. Actually, he has Black Hole.
We'll see if they just want to drop it. They've got a TP coming in from Funnick. Now the Black Hole set up on 2. It ends up being 3 because the Axe shows up. And that's well worth it to get Pleb in P1. End up trading for Nas to start. Inkswell on Mad Frog. That'll be 3 to the side of Deboosters. They come around the back with Habu to finish off Funnick with the Arena and the Spear. And, well, a 4 for 2 in the favor of 0-1. A well-placed Black Hole to start it off.
This might sound really stupid, but something that's also kind of like pretty impactful from that fight is that Funnick tried to dunk there and he missed the dunk. So he's gonna respawn and he has a minute where he can't build up any more stacks and he has the Blink Dagger, so that's actually pretty bad. Like it's a really long cooldown at level 1 now, 100-second cooldown. Like Doom is 145-second cooldown, and that's like one of the longest cooldown abilities in the game.
That feels pretty bad when he wants to be working with those stacks.
I actually think that's like one of the... I seriously think that's one of the big reasons why Axe's win rate has looked bad since the patch, despite having this like infinite scaling, which is super cool and obviously everybody in Dota loves. But the fact that Culling Blade is such a long cooldown now, it's insanely punishing when you miss it now. Before, you really didn't feel it when you missed it, but now it's like, it's devastating.
You get the kill on a Nas. Evo gets credit for that. They look over at Devil, and that would have been one of those stacks. 5 seconds left without the Culling Blade. Like, that certainly could have been it. Now Fishman dies to Evo too. 3 heroes going down on 0-1 as Deboosters make good use of just invading the jungle.
Yeah, and the Nos kill I think was just like somewhere totally else. It's just like a solo kill. So Evo making really good use of the Diffusal Blade.
Shackle, Dawnbreaker coming in with the ult, the Solar Guardian, and jumps onto Mad Frog with the Celestial Hammer. They'll put down the arena, and it's a 3-man knockup from this Dawnbreaker using that Starbreaker. So they get the kill on a Mad Frog. They lose Fishman though, and the Mars goes down, but Funnick will fall. It's a 2 for 2 so far, with the buyback being committed by the Mars.
And another dunk missed by Axe. He's got another 76 seconds on cooldown. That feels so bad, man. That feels so bad. But, you know, like, I feel like Pleb is going to be the hero of this game. I hate to say it because he's Medusa, and it's the most boring hero in the world. But he's just uncountered. He's got 3 kills already and 1 assist. He's got his full Dragon Lance. Like, he's very strong right now. And the game... There's not much on the side of 0-1 to actually deal with him, so it's looking good for our boys on Deboosters.
That buyback really sets back the Mars. Interesting buyback too. I wasn't thinking that was entirely necessary. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they feel...
Nas going down to Evo. They just have no answer for that Rolling Thunder when it comes right out onto the Enigma.
Yeah, he does have the Blink Dagger on Enigma though, so I think as P1 he does not have a point for the ult.
Now they're just the turnaround.
You gotta be careful.
Hex, Shackle, Shoe Crash, and there's the
There we go.
Stack.
All right.
Right into an Ancient stack. This is the best feeling for Funnick.
That's what you want to see. All I care about is that infinite scaling. I don't care about this carry, free farming, whatever. I want to see this guy with 100 armor at 60 minutes. That's the dream.
Now it's level 2. 85 seconds.
Yeah. Less devastating.
Yeah. 85, less than 100, less devastating. The basic analysis of that is not on cooldown as long.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wait, is this tooltip bugged? Am I crazy? Axe? He has level 2 ult, and it says 1 armor harvested by Axe's Culling Blade. I was fairly certain that this scaled retroactively. So I don't know if this is a UI bug. I was wrong, which is very possible. I'm very stupid. Or it's possible that...
Does it scale retroactively?
It definitely does with the...
Doesn't.
It does with the talent. It definitely does with the talent. But I guess maybe it doesn't scale retroactively with the leveling it up.
Yeah, because I always have to do math when I watch Necro games.
I like that, by the way, Funnick is building his... he's finishing out his phase boot. As the game is paused, we're looking at a highlight.
Boom.
Dunk. Yeah, well, he was level 12 for that dunk, but that might have been a level 1 dunk still. I know a lot of people will leave it at level 1 because the mana cost is less. It used to cost a lot less at level 1. It was 60 at level 1. But, so which is why he has the point in it now.
Take a look at this other kill. Solar Guardian, Celestial Hammer, and look at this 3-man Starbreaker. Boom. I mean, that's nice if they had the extra bit of follow-up for it, right? Starbreaker
got the double Doom off in that fight.
Skill.
I feel like we saw the Doom Grim in the previous game, and there was so few like double Dooms getting off, and it looks so devastating when you do see the combo actually land. right, I'm gonna go test this in a practice mode.
You're
I
testing
can't,
the stacks.
Yeah. All right. What happens if I press disconnect?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What happens?
That's risky moves.
I'll press it. I'll try
This
it.
is the highlight of the black hole.
All right, I'm good. I can demo it. I can demo it. Okay. We're just watching all the missed dunks, which it feels hard. I don't know what it is. It feels harder to hit these days. I feel like the reason it feels so hard to hit is not because there's any like damage numbers that were changed with it. It's just that the cooldown is so long, so that when you do miss it, you remember it. You know, it's like some confirmation bias.
You want to know what's crazy too? Like, obviously, got to do a little bit of math when you're doing the culling blade to make sure that you're getting the dunk right. In other MOBA, I won't name names because they're not as cool as us on this MOBA. But other MOBA, there is this character that also has something similar to culling blade, where you dunk on someone, it's like an execute. But once you level the ult, it gives you the threshold on the enemy's HP bar on where it will get the kill.
Well, that's cool.
It's kind of cool. That's like the only character I play in that game if I ever do play that game. Not saying I do, guys.
I figured it out. I figured it out. Okay, so the tooltip doesn't show decimals, just like armor doesn't show decimals. So it is retroactive. It's just that it's 1.5 and it's rounding down to 1. So if he got two stacks of the cull, it would go up to 3.
Okay.
So it does work retroactively. It's just not showing. It's just not showing. I knew that was a thing, bro, because I was in a game. I had like 40 armor on Axe, and I was sitting there thinking, I have not dunked 40 people. You know, no way.
It's a tuba game.
That was actually not tuba. Well, if you're playing Axe, it's kind of always tuba. That hero's a bit of a...
Doom out onto Evo. And there's the ink swell. Haibu will get credit for it.
Value Doom target. I mean, he's doing a ton of work in this game. He's been involved in like 5 of the last 6 kills, and 3 of them have been solo kills. And we've seen what Evo can do on...
Ooh, blink call. Funnick landing in mid. They've got the shackle. They'll hope to get the dunk, and they will. Is it 3?
It's 3. It's 3.
It's 2 on my screen. Oh, wait.
You hover, it says 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I got confused.
Build up those armors.
hole.
He's so dead. What the hell?
Solo for the Funnick.
Oh my god.
I'll go with worth, I guess. Yeah,
Jesus.
Black hole is a 200-second cooldown.
Pleb is just like, oh, thank God that wasn't used on me. Praise Gaben.
My map just got so much bigger now that I don't have to worry about the omnipresence of Black Hole.
Or Doom.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, they go for an immediate smoke. Oh, we're gonna go for the Roche attempt. They have Shadow Shaman, so they can do it. There's a little Eidolon heading in there to check it out, though. Oh, peeping in. That's a Roche solo attempt right there. Yeah, Mad Frog did trap himself in the wards. Now Evo trapped himself in the wards. He's out.
Made the hop over. A-okay. And there's the Aegis. What? So still no Black Hole for over 2 minutes. If you're Medusa, you feel real safe right now.
Yeah. Even if they had Black Hole with the Aegis, I mean, they don't care. You know, what are you going to do? Hold him twice? I feel like that's famous last words. Like, he picks up a refresher and just does hold him twice. But that's not coming for a long time. It's going for BKB Ether Lens first.
Is this the build you were thinking of? Because I know you were like, oh, Tranquils and Soul Ring. Is that the right build? And then now he's going.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, other than the Tranks and Soul Ring, like you always want some sort of mana solution, right? Like usually people will go, you know, the Orchid was a build for a while. Some people will go for like multiple nulls. Other people will go for just Mana Boots Rush. So like this is just the more like supporty version of that, which I think because the lane was difficult, that's why he wanted to do this. But then the build afterwards is the same. It's Octarine Core, Refresher, BKB, Ags, Arcane Blink's probably decent. Although not as good now that it doesn't give cooldown reduction.
What about the shard? Do you like the Enigma shard?
Oh yeah, super good against melee heroes especially. And slow heroes like Medusa, like you're just pulling all these heroes in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunate. Ob's down, immediately taken out by the Medusa.
Yeah, that was cool that they gave Pleb the D ward there, and he walks up and D wards it as a carry. Like not something you see super often. It's like a cute little play, but means that you don't have, you know, some Shadow Shaman or like even an Abaddon is killable at this point. Like sure, he's got his ult. Actually, he doesn't have his ult, but if he did have his ult, it's a position 5. You can just kill him afterwards, like kite him and then kill him after.
You a little surprised by that? Level 8, no ult, just straight miscoil, Photic Shield.
You know, he's sitting behind people a lot, and I imagine he's probably holding the points for a while before putting it into something, so... No, I mean, I think it's fine. Like, you've got a Dusa to front line, so... And, like, Dusa acts Pango, so... He's a tree sitter. Just get those value points and your, you know, your heals.
Serpent Wards drop top. Should be another tower. As nobody on the side of 01 is reacting, knowing that that Aegis is, of course, in the hands of this Medusa, and in the hands of the Medusa for another 2 minutes. So quite some time, and we'll see if they time it right on the side of 01, in terms of, like, now they've got the black hole off cooldown. If they could time the Aegis, get a black hole out, make sure that they don't get that second chance with the Medusa.
Evo's actually going in.
On the
Stormtrooper has BKB.
How long is he gonna let this go on for? Actually, he also lifted his hands like he was gonna throw the Doom out. But that was his 9-second BKB.
Yeah.
Kind of value.
Yeah, Nos is just telling his team, like, delay the game, guys. I almost have BKB. That's when Enigma feels really strong. But, you know, once again, we do have this issue of the Medusa, the Stone Gaze. I would imagine they probably try to maybe doom the Dusa and black hole other people. Like, if you don't get the Dusa in the black hole and she hasn't gotten the Stone Gaze off yet, I think you have to doom her or silence her, like some sort of disable on her so she can't just, like, walk in and interrupt the hole. But, then you're dooming a Dusa. I mean, that sounds awful. I do worry for 01. Like, I like the Enigma pick. I think it's really cool, but they don't have anything to do with Pleb right now, and he's monstrous.
Yes, sitting second on the net worth behind a, of course, fed Doom with Midas Devour and all that, but well ahead of Habu. Quite a margin ahead of that other carry. And as essentially the beginning of Deboosters reverse sweeping this series, because they look to be in a decent spot overall. It's not like the farm on 01 is exactly monumental here. Doom gets used, it's thrown out onto Evo, and will they get the deny? No. So Stone Gaze was already used. They'll go after Mad Frog. They'll get the kill out onto the Shadow Shaman. They take out 2. Kind of a botched counterplay there from Deboosters, and now that they've got no Stone Gaze and they're still holding Black Hole, they might feel free on 01 to continue the pressure.
Yeah, I definitely think they're free. I mean, Pango is respawning. That's a very solid Doom target, you know. Killing him at the start of the fight definitely makes the game very easy. So yeah, you do want to be careful, but with no Stone Gaze, like I think they could probably take a fight. Like Nos probably wants to wait for his BKB, which he'll have roughly after the Ancient Camp that he's farming right now. But after that, I think a smoke is going to come out immediately.
Hatching Devil, getting another Coiling Blade.
Hell yeah, 4.5 armor, baby. Oh, even more. He missed it.
Was gonna be 6.
Yeah.
Now it's not.
Very sad.
Maybe they do have to add that threshold in on the HP bars.
It's hard to hit because people take so much damage that even if you could see what the threshold is perfectly, which I'm sure Funnick, if he plays a lot of Axe, which he's gold tier, he probably has that set up, or he's used to it. It's more about like the fact they get bursted by the time you can react. So yeah, I don't know what the solution. I actually think like if you're playing with an Axe on your team, you kind of need to save these kills and let him go for the dunks. It's genuinely worth it.
Yeah, allow him to secure the last shot with the Culling Blade.
Like, it's easy for Necro because he guarantees that he gets the kill when he uses Scythe. Like, Axe is not the same.
I'm surprised they didn't go and use that timing off the Stone Gaze being misused, but one kind of have different plans. Of course, they wanted that BKB on Enigma, which they do have now, and going for the Aether Lens as well as the Shard. So, using that timing to more so farm than anything.
Evo's got to be real careful in these engagements. Like I think Deboosters has a pretty easy way to fight as long as he's not the one that gets doomed. Like I really feel like he can counter initiate almost any other doom target getting gone on. Like the two supports are probably gonna have buyback. The Axe doesn't really care. He's so tanky. And he's doomed.
Rolling Thunder, and yeah, there's the Doom. And they'll immediately go to the Stone Gaze to try and turn it around. They have the Soulbind onto both the Medusa and the Abaddon. They haven't gotten anything just yet, but the Hex is through onto the Grimstroke. There's the Culling Blade. So he lands another, and I believe that was a level 3 Culling Blade, so he's got 8 armor.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, he's a big boy. I mean, the saving grace though is that it's not exactly a great armor game. Most of the damage is going to be coming from like Doom magic damage and Enigma pure and magic damage. Mars is not, you know, he's all right, but not like a crazy high physical damage carry by any means. All right, who do they give the shard to? Dusa, I see. Of course, he is the carry, naturally.
Yeah, but like there's so many better options.
Yeah, but he's the carry, B-Cop.
Yes,
Carry gets what they want.
That's all I've got. As a support, I try to plead my case, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
There's better options. What about me? I'm an ancient apparition. My shard is great. Come on.
The Shaman already got his, which we will see used here.
Yeah, they are going to get this kill potentially onto the Enigma. I say that, and sets up with the BKB. Pleb coming over, gets into the arena. That'll block the projectiles, but not Evo. Going for the swashbuckle, and then, oh, using that Rolling Thunder and knocking up Habu into the air. Devil, he's gone. 2 dead, make it a third. Habu falls, and 0-1. Well, they are, falling behind very quickly. Good reaction from Deboosters after 0-1 tried to make the turnaround play.
Yeah, nice pickoff by Mad Frog, getting the catch outs. I feel like in the last 2 games he was just Willow interrupting Bane grips, which he did a great job at, fantastic. But it's maybe a little less flashy than this Shaman, like running around, catching people out and stuff. Like he gets to do more stuff in this game rather than just wait for the Fiend's grip to come out. And he's been absolutely nailing the pickoffs.
This looks like Deboosters, especially with where the Medusa is in terms of farm, can kind of just slowly siege these outer towers. And by slowly siege the outer towers, the bottom one's the last one left, and it looks like it's going down.
Yeah. See, how's the high ground defense? What do we got here? Grimstroke. The Midnight Pulse is very powerful, but it's got a 35-second cooldown. I think Deboosters can probably poke a bit. Yeah,
have an Aegis.
Serpent Wards.
Yeah, and there's the Serpent Wards too, so This is going to be tough. Jump in. Blink call. Doom immediately used on Funnick. There's the black hole, but it will be stopped. Thanks to, I believe, Evo. That takes so much out of their team fight now.
That was the stone gaze. Hey, he just got stone gazed. Very, very hard counter.
And, well, they're going to lose Habu. I thought maybe it was the swashbuckle with the basher from a distance that stopped it.
That's also a pretty good counter.
But
they have Enigma answers for sure this game.
Yeah. They take the bottom set of racks. They're still holding on to the Aegis. There's nothing that can surprise them now. They use the Doom on Funnick. They use the black hole that gets them nothing. And all of a sudden it goes from 6k to 12k down. And they're still sieging your high ground. There's no reason to really be scared. They've got the Aegis ready to go. And it looks like Deboosters might be able to take down the Saudi E-League champions, who probably came into this region as the favorite.
Yeah, they're playing really well. They deserve it. That call from Funnick, I think, was really smart. The only two heroes that can come up and kill the Serpent Wards, these ranged heroes, that would be Fishman and Nas. Like, they're two heroes that don't want to get caught out first. They're the backliners. So just the fact that O1 have so many melee heroes, that it actually means that Funnick has a pretty easy game catching out the backliners.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I guess they do go to top. I'd love to see a replay of that bottom black hole. Ooh, blink, call, BKB, shmikb. Doesn't matter. They get the kill onto the Enigma. They'll take out Nas. They'll lose Mad Frog. Stormstormer trying to do all he can. Pleb's a little bit low, but again, he's working with an Aegis here. So he doesn't really care how low he does get as long as they continue to win the fight. They'll take out Devil. They'll look over. P1 falls. And finishing off Stormstormer. Now Habu trying to fight. They've bought back on Stormstormer, but there is the Swashbuckle as well as the Basher stunning him up. They'll get the kill. And, well, now just Stormstormer, and I was going to say Fishman remain, but Fishman falls to Funnick. Doom used, and this is a last-ditch effort. Not looking like it's going to do anything, but here comes Nas with no black hole. Stormstormer falls, they'll call GG, and Deboosters with the turnaround clean sweep. And, well, they take the 2-1 over O1 Esports. Really well done. 2 and 3.
I realized something kind of goofy about Mars versus Medusa in that last fight. It's like either you face her and you get stone gazed, or you face away from her and you don't have your bulwark active. So it's like, it actually just seemed like a very hard draft to win with. Like, that was a really solid Medusa game for multiple reasons, as we saw with the black hole cancel. I was glad to see him play his staple hero on Nas. That's really cool. But I think Deboosters, they had a plan for that. That was not just, we're letting Enigma through because we want to ban other crap and we weren't thinking about it. That was, we let Enigma through because we know that we have a play style that can deal with it. We know that we have heroes that can deal with it. And boy, did they ever. Like, that looked impossible.
Yeah. That was really well done by Deboosters. Games 2 and 3. Ultimately really clean from them, and to beat O1, like I said, they were the champions of the Saudi E-League, and that is a statement game for Deboosters especially. So they move on to the grand final. They knock down O1 into the lower bracket final, I believe, and now you're one game away from qualifying for not only the LAN, but taking home a lot of money for charity. So should be feeling like they're on top of the world right now, as they did play quite well to the point where they can really be happy with their performance. So we'll have to get it broken down by the panel. We'll take a quick break before that, and then we'll be back with the panel and the highlights. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.